Che, my man, what is going on today? It's a great
What is up,
day.
Chris?
It's awesome to see you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing better than I deserve. Just doing really good. It feels like it's been weeks since we've done this. I know it's only been 2 weeks, which is the regular amount of time, but it just feels like it's been forever since you and I have sat down and talked. Um, Man, I got some stuff going on. I've enrolled in some classes, and I've been on Twitter as much because it's taking up a lot of my time. But man, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm excited tonight. I get to finally. This thing has been staring me in the face for a week, not being
Yes.
able to open it. So later on in the show, I'm going to open this whatever's in this package. A bunch of my friends came together, Chris and about 13 other great people in the hobby to send me whatever's in this package, and I have no idea, but I can't wait to see what it is a little bit later. So, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
That's awesome, man. We just got home. Today's my parents' 52nd wedding anniversary.
That's amazing,
Think
wonderful, awesome.
think about where the
Wow.
world was 52 years ago, and they've been married this whole entire time. I mean, perfect example for my wife and I to follow along. And my parents are so involved with what I do, what my kids do, and it's just awesome. So super stoked about that. And first thing we need to talk about, since we're both big Reds fans, is this knucklehead right here, Mr.
That's right.
Jesse Winker. And not just because my daughter is the world's biggest Jesse Winker collector slash fan, but this man hit 3 home runs in a game again.
Again.
Slowly, I'd say before this year, Winker may have been playing for a position in left field against Shogo Akiyama. He got the starting job because Akiyama started on the IL, but now he's number 2 in the league in home runs, number 2 in the league in batting average behind his teammate Nick
Teammate.
Castellanos, and slowly making himself an MVP case. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, you
Yes.
see his ex teammates like Trevor Bowers even tweeting, "All Winker does is rake." And we got Jen over here with the face and the emojis in the comments because she's a Cardinals fan, and I was giving her the business all day because the one time I can gloat since 1990. So I mean, you
Yeah.
give me 31 years worth in one day, Jen. So I just want to talk about where you think Winker came from. Like, were you expecting this? And then I got a little rainbow over here to show when you're done.
Yeah. Man, I wasn't expecting it, in two things, or maybe three, or maybe four. I'll just talk. First and foremost, I need Claire to give me some tips on who to go after next because she flipping nailed Jesse Winker as a under the radar player to try to start collecting. So, and the guy's just going off. I mean, 3 home runs twice in a couple of weeks. I mean, his batting average has consistently stayed around 350 all year. He's been steady. Um, I'm happy for the guy. It's just completely unexpected. Role player all of his career. Been in the league a while, and just to have this type of explosion, he's just on fire. He's knocking the cover off the ball. I couldn't be happier for him. Couldn't be happier for you and Claire because I know how much you guys love him and you love the Reds. And we're still one game under 500. We did sweep the Cardinals, so that's always a good thing. Um, but no, I hope you can continue this. You just said it. You nailed it. It's an MVP caliber season, and man, what a way to jump on the scene. I don't know what his contract status is. I don't know if this is a contract year, if he's got a contract year coming up, but hopefully it is for him. I hope he can cash in on just I was going to say amazing start, but we're past amazing start. We're third of the way through the season, and he's chugging along, man, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I've gotten so many comments from different people saying, "Oh, I'm so glad that you got me to draft Winker in fantasy." I mean, he's like the number 3 fantasy player overall right now. And you said the Reds are one game under 500. I'm talking to my buddy Nick Lucchese about it. He's like, "Man, how the Reds have Castellanos and Winker just crushing in they're under 500." I'm like, because they have a historically bad bullpen, like possibly the worst
Historically bad.
bullpen in the history of bullpens. I mean, you got a guy named Wade Miley, who people probably never even heard of before, as your ace who threw a no hitter. I mean, I'm sure people have heard of Sonny Gray, but I mean, Luis Castillo was a stud. He's your opening day starter, and he's 2-9 with a +7 ERA. But something we do need to show off tonight is I did say my daughter is the world's biggest Winker fan. And this week she completed the 2019 Topps Chrome Jesse Winker Rainbow. So let's see how we can get this in here, because right there is that one-of-one superfractor that all of her friends on Twitter helped her get. That actually Zach Blanken helped her get the orange and the red, the Bearded Baptist. But it brings me to another point. We were talking about pitching. You know, they have the 4th most runs given up in Major League Baseball. And the other teams are, I think, the Orioles, the Diamondbacks, and maybe the Rockies, who have terrible records. So, you know, if you put together last year's pitching staff and with this year's hitters who were supposed to hit last year, with the addition of Jonathan India, we basically have the exact same team, except Suarez was amazing last year and he's terrible this year. But we started talking about when was Winker good. Really, the end of 2019, he started really, really raking. And then 2020 came, we had the shortened season, and that's when, you know, my daughter fell in love. I started following more and more and really liked him. Like I said, like he was battling it out for a job, and now that job is secure and a huge paycheck's coming his way. And so, I mean, that's what I got to say. Anna says, did I miss the opening? No, we're talking Winker, DeGrom, and then the rack. So one more topic just to try to get people watching, then Che's going to open it up. So, I mean, if we're talking pitchers, we got to talk Jacob DeGrom here, Che. So,
oh, absolutely. And before we talk Jacob DeGrom, we might need to go back and check the tape. I can find it. I was on Around the Hobby a couple months back, right when the season started, just before the season started. And one of the questions was, you asked if somebody was the best pitcher in baseball. And I think 2 of the guys said yes, and you said somebody else. And I was like, no, I'm selling that. Jacob DeGrom. I'll have to go back and check the tape. Man, that dude, I was about to say he's finally getting some run support. He's getting a little bit more run support than he ever has in his career. But he's got a .67 ERA. He's 5-2. His 2 losses. Do you know how many runs the Mets have scored combined in those 2 losses? 0. But the dude is just, he's untouchable. People are talking that he's using foreign substance. You know, I don't know if you saw that on Twitter this week. All of his teammates were backing him up, but I don't think so, man. That guy is just, he is just dominating right now. He's at the peak of his career, and it's awesome to watch.
You know, what he is historically good. Like we're watching something that, you know, when Kershaw, like 4 or 5 years ago, mixed with Justin Verlander with a little bit of Garrett Cole, we got all 3 of those guys all mixed into one. I mean, we're watching the best pitcher since Roger Clemens.
In a generation. It's a generational season.
Yeah, I mean, it put him on not the Mets, and he's MVP every single year. You know, he could be a 30-game winner, something we've never heard of before.
Yeah, or it's been decades. Yeah, it's been decades.
So we wanted to talk about the league's best hitter right now, and then the league's best pitcher, and now we're talking about the hobby's best guy in Che. So it's rack time, baby. It's rack time.
I'll tell you what, this was a complete surprise. I got a message from Kyle, Mr. K-Dub, a couple weeks back, and, you know, just a really nice note that he had sent me, and he said, you know, all these folks have come together and just kind of wanted to say thank you to me. I was doing the Jet fundraiser and things like that, and I don't deserve this, and these always make me uncomfortable, Chris. You know, I've talked to you about this in the past. I'm like, I wish people would quit doing this. It makes me so uncomfortable, but I cannot wait to see what's in this package. And please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not complaining about receiving a card from my PC. All I know is I don't know what's inside, but I know 13 people came together to buy this for me. And whoever they bought it from off of eBay, I would like to have a word with that person. This card is in this package. There's no cardboard protection around the top of it. I've never opened it. It's still sealed. It's never been opened. But you can tell there is simply a top loader in here. And he used a top loader that is too big because if I tilt the card, I don't know if you can hear this. Well, the card comes out of the end of the top loader. There's no team bag. There's no tape on it. He's just put this card in a top loader, thrown it in a bubble mailer, no cardboard, no protection. And I don't know. So I'm praying that it's in great shape. It doesn't matter if there's something, a ding on it or anything. Whatever this is, it'll never leave my collection. But let's open it up, see what's inside. I might need tissues, I don't know. This is from your hobby family, so might want to look at it first. Man. My guy, Rod Carew, autograph from Museum Collection, 2020 Museum Collection, numbered to 50. That's a beautiful card. That is an absolutely beautiful card. And thankfully, he did penny sleeve it inside this big top loader, and I don't see any issues with the corners. They look great. So thank you guys. I know a lot of you are watching. I mean, I don't know. Rod Carew. Everything here is Rod Carew. I've got this whole shelf up here, the entire shelf up there. I don't know if you can see it. The Rod Carew, starting lineups, autographs. Rod Carew's just, he's my all-time favorite. And this it'll be right up there. It'll be, as a matter of fact, let me do it right now.
So to tell you my
Thank you
side of
guys
the
so
story
much.
on this, Che, when you sent me the little message in the video saying this sucker is falling out of here, I tell Kyle about it, and we're chit-chatting. He said, man, when I bought that, you know, K-Dub put it all together because that's what
Yeah.
K-Dub does. He said it was in a top loader with Scotch tape on it. And he said, I just have one request. Could you just take it, put it in a new top loader that doesn't have Scotch tape on it? So he asked him.
So he took him literally.
He asked him to put it in a better top loader, and that's what you get. So I told you I had something to go in on that with it. So he literally said, take it out of the Scotch tape, please, and send it in a better case. And that's how you get it.
I love it. I'm sitting there staring at it. I absolutely love it. Man, thank you guys so much. Words can't express, that's my fourth autograph of his. I didn't have any autographs at the beginning of this year, and I'm so blessed. I'm looking at 4 autographs up there. I haven't bought a single one of them. I haven't purchased a single one of them. So I'm so grateful for this community and the people in this hobby, and it's just it's awesome. So thank you guys so much.
Awesome, man. That's the best part is you just said it, man. Like, you have 4 autographs of your favorite player and you didn't buy a single one of them. Just enough people care about you to send them to you. That speaks volume of the kind of human being that you are. So that
speaks volumes to this community.
And I can tell you, I know that you're completely sincere, because I can tell you my favorite 2 cards have both been gifted to me. The 1-on-1 Jerry Jeudy Drew Lock and the John Elway auto for my wife. I mean, aside, the Claire card that she gave me too, but the actual, regular cards are the 2 that have been gifted to me because they mean more to you. Like, I can go out and buy an Elway auto, or Jamie's got the Manning auto for sale, but nothing will ever take place of those 2 cards, for me, because there's certain things that are worth more than money. Like you said, that's your forever card. You wouldn't sell it for anything. So
no. And when I look at those, I don't see Rod Carew. I mean, I see the one. I'm like, okay, that's the one Josh sent me. That's the one Jimmy sent me. Now that's the one the big group sent me. And so those cards, every card has a story, and those cards have that extra story. And man, I'll Thank you guys.
You know, I'm going to write that down real quick because I'm going to remember to say that. Those cards have a story. I think how you have Why I Collect, I think maybe for the month of July, I'm going to put those cards have a story and post a card and the story behind it. I wonder, like, I tried to do the t-shirt a day in May thing and it lasted about a week and a half. And I know you do the Why I Collect, but I think that'd be a really cool idea to
That'd be a good one.
Those cards have a story. And
yeah.
I mean, you're brilliant, Che. So, you know, I got to tell you one more thing before we move on, because my daughter Claire was playing emojis today, just on my phone, wanting to text Becky some emojis. She said, which one's Che? And she picked out the guy, and she picked out the bald guy for Che.
Yes.
And so she knows exactly what you look like. And then she picked out Daddy and Grandpa. She said, which one looks like K-Dub? And she was picking out all these emojis. So she wanted to talk about you. She was thinking about you earlier. I was telling her we got Texas Roadhouse. We were doing our show. And, you know, you have an impact not just on me, but on my kids. I mean, I've never even met you, but you're one of my best friends. And, like, you have an impact on my family. That's just, how does that even happen? Like, the magic of being a nice person.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's, you know, every Sunday, I'm trying to be the first one on watching you guys. My son sat with me. I know you saw I was commenting. He was saying, Dad, he should pull the 4 cards and so he can do the trick. But yeah, me and Noah sat and watched you guys yesterday. So right back at you, man. Appreciate the heck out of you.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to say about the rack before we move on?
No, just thank you guys so much. Enough. That's enough. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it, but you guys do too much. Pay it. Let's get other people involved. I feel like that I received too much, but I'm so grateful. So let's talk about K-Dub. Speaking of the man, the guy who organized that, you wanted to talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, I have this video I want to play that he sent to me. So I'm not very good at this, so we're going to try to just go ahead and play it real quick and then talk about what he has to say. So I'm going to see if I can play this real quick for everybody, all right?
Okay.
So hang on. Bear with me just a second, please. Mm-hmm.
What's cracking, Chris and Shay? I'm so sorry that I couldn't join you live today. I'm actually probably coaching right now my final middle school basketball game of this school year, so I coach 7th grade. Anyways, thank you guys for giving me a chance to share about hashtag Hobby Madness that's going on all over Twitter right now. We are deciding the top Panini football product of the 2020 release season for hobby products. This week, we got the Final Four going down. Today, we have starting out the number 1 seed Select against the surprise upset, number 4 seed Mosaic. And then tomorrow, we'll be launching the 3rd and 4th, which is going to be Donruss Optic versus Prism. So a lot of shiny products that we're going to be deciding what is the top football product from Panini this hobby season. Today's giveaway, we got 2 $25 gift certificates coming in, gift cards coming from Midwest Box Breaks. And then tomorrow we got 2 $50 gift cards coming from the boys over at Bug City Breaks. And then on Thursday, when we launch the final, we're going to be giving away a free football hobby box from Panini. That's right, I said free football hobby box. So make sure you guys are checking out those polls. You're retweeting, because that's how we're going to be determining the winners. So vote and retweet. It's going to be awesome. It's already been great. 1,000+ votes have already came in, and I'm just super excited for the coming week to see who will be crowned the Panini football product of the year. So make sure you guys go vote at Mr. K-Dub on Twitter. Check those out, and thank you guys so much for letting me share.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been following along, Kyle has been putting these out every day for a while now. And let me put the screen back. And I voted. I'm telling you, I'm going Select and Optic and then Select for the winners. That's just who I'm voting for. And I retweet every day. But think about that. Ben over at Midwest Box Breaks is giving away 2 gift cards The guys over Buck City Breaks are giving away 2 gift cards. And then Panini themselves are giving away a hobby box of football cards. I assume it'd be of the winner. I really don't have any idea. But Mr. K Dub is putting this all together just because that's what Kyle does. That's just how awesome he is. So make sure you get on there, check him out, vote, retweet. I know I've seen other people do like the comment retweet, the mention retweet, and I'll retweet those all the time too. Just trying to get more eyes on stuff. You know, Che, you have different viewers than I do. Terry Paul's got different followers. Vogs isn't even on Twitter, but if he makes an account, he can be in too. Jen's got different followers. So Twitterless Vogs, if he makes an account. It's good to see you, Vogs. Like I said on Sunday, man.
Yeah, Vogs has been MIA. I saw him yesterday in the chat. I see him again tonight. So welcome back, Vogs, man.
Yeah, welcome back, Vogs. And so I think that's just awesome of Kyle to do, awesome of Ben, awesome of the guys over at Buck City and Panini. So I'm real happy about that. Who are you voting for?
I voted for Chronicles every time because that's the only football cards I've bought this year. I can't find them. I cannot find them at my local Walmarts and Targets. And Target doesn't carry them anymore. But I cannot find football. So I bought Chronicles. I bought the one Walmart that has a 2-pack limit. I got 2 packs the other day. It's the only football cards I bought, man. I haven't bought any this year.
I wish I could find Chronicles. That's my favorite to open, but my favorite to like have and collect is Select. But I think Chronicles is the most fun to open just because the diversity of the actual product inside. You get the acetate cards, you get the different variations and stuff. I think that's a ton of fun. But as far as like opening a box and holding and enjoying the product, for me it's Select. And the only time I found it's when Nick Lucchese finds some and sends it to me because we're buddies, and when I find some I send it to him and vice versa. So really the only Select.
Get that Lucchese hookup.
Yeah, you need to get the Lucchese hookup. So and that gets me right into my next point is with Target online only. I'm going to go 2 different ways on this because I see everybody on certain days and certain times tweeting out, okay, this product's on sale now, this product's on sale now, this product's on sale now, and then they don't get the product. Okay, why are you going to tell everybody it's on sale and then like I'm going to tell you, then you get it, but I don't? Like, okay, secure your bag, and then if you want to go tell everybody, like still I'm going to tell like my close group of friends, like my chat groups that I'm in. I'm not telling all of Twitter because now all of Twitter knows, and that lessens my chance of getting stuff. And we already see Card Brokers and 2 of the other ones saying, we cooked 30,000 boxes of Select this weekend. We cooked this many boxes, and they're tweeting it out. I have no doubt that they are, with the bots. Why would you lie about something like that, Yeah. And the kid's like a high school senior or something, just graduated high school, who runs this. Like, that's amazing to me. That's incredible. And so, with Walmart, mine doesn't have a limit, but also I haven't seen a product in my Walmart in forever. Like I can't tell you the last time I saw something that wasn't Heritage, or Pokemon. And I buy the Pokemon for Claire. But getting on Target, I got 1 mega of Select like a month and a half ago. And then this last week I got the cello box of Chronicles, and I can't wait to open that because that's just my favorite. But that's all I've got. And Nick somehow gets through on each one. He's got like 4 browsers open, and he gets them, then he sends them to me. I try, then I send them to people. But people say nothing's available. I mean, Bowman Megas were available for over 2 hours Friday morning. And we've got, close friends that are watching this. I'll tell you, it's Friday morning at 8 a.m. So, and I'm not like I'm going on Twitter and telling everybody. We've probably got 10 to 20 people who are going to watch this, and they're all our friends that I would tell anyways. And that's when you get it on Target, because now in store, they might sell soccer and hockey and Pokemon, but they're not selling the baseball, the football, the basketball. The contenders went on sale. And online, they say you have a 10 product limit. I tried to get 3 Bowman Megas. They told me I exceeded my limit, and they canceled me. So I don't find a rhyme or reason, but I mean, it's seeming like more and more the online's the way to go. And this last week, I saw a whole bunch more manual cops, but it's also a whole bunch more of those people know about it, which gives me a less chance. So it's a catch-22 that I don't want to tell you, but I want to tell you, but I want to get it first because obviously I want to open something, but I want you to be able to do it too. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on all that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, to the point about letting people know, that always surprised me. Because I know Ivan, Watch the Breaks, 23,000 followers. I know he likes to buy that product too, but he's always, and thankfully he does for other people who don't know, but he'll be one of the ones that say, this is up right now on Fanatics, or this is up right now on Target.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of, he's got 23,000 followers.
Oh, he's also an affiliate. If you click his link, he gets money. So
that's true too. So I guess that's why he would do it on Fanatics for sure. But no, I'm worried about going online exclusive. It's Friday morning at 8:00, and it won't take these cook groups long. They probably already know, but I'm just afraid that it's going to be absolutely next to impossible to get. I know you've been able to get in recently, but going forward, as they move to online only, I think it'll be as frustrating as trying to do anything else in this hobby. It's trying to buy something online. So it's, I don't know. I just won't buy right. I'll be like Vito and just say, you know what? I'm just not a retail guy anymore. I'll go to the hobby shop and get what I can when I can, or buy singles. But I've really got discouraged over the last few months on I don't even go check anymore. I don't used to be able to get up on Thursdays or Fridays, or on my lunch break at work, I would swing by, maybe she's stocked. Heck, man, sometimes I go to do grocery shopping or pick up something. I don't even go by the cart aisle anymore because it's so disheartening, so fruitless to do it. So I'm pretty much completely gone away from even searching for retail. And I just know that if I tried to get on Target.com and order, it would just, the hobby is supposed to be fun. And I don't think it would provide enjoyment in my life to set a reminder every Friday morning to try to sit down and push everything aside and open these browsers and then strike out. I just don't know how much fun that would be. So I'll just probably buy singles, and every once in a while, if I do want to splurge, I'll go up to see Jimmy and buy some hobby packs, or I'll just do it that way for the time being until this kind of comes back down to earth. So,
well, I'm glad you kind of went on that little tangent there, because I wrote down the evolution of the hobby right now too, because all right, like Terry Paul said, he's been moving more towards vintage. I think it's caused a lot of people to change how they hobby. Like, until I did the Around the Hobby show with Larry Legend, Shooty Stacks, Brad, and Old Town Cards, I'd never opened a Pokemon before in my life. Now I opened an ATB last Thursday by myself because I enjoyed it. Because that's stuff I can find, and it's stuff that I started to like. And I've focused more and more on, getting singles. I got that Cody Bellinger, High Fives, PSA 10. Started getting more and more graded cards. I just got some from Vito. I got 2 Lewis Robert PSA 9s, and kind of moved away from the retail. Like, Walmart's half a mile from my house. Like, if there are no trees, I can look out my window and see it. I've got 2 small kids. I'm probably there 2 or 3 times a week just because of life. So, yeah, I'll walk by the card aisle while I'm there, but it's very rare for me to, I will tell you that this week I had Thursday, Friday off work. I went and checked 3 times Thursday and 3 times Friday, and then I was like, why am I even doing this? Like, if I'm there, if I'm there, I'm there, and it's fine. Otherwise, like, no, like, what am I even doing? This isn't 2019 where I could walk in and see a bunch of Prism just on a shelf, So I think it's the evolution in how we choose to do it. Like you said, it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. What am I doing for fun right now? Okay, the Winker Rainbow's done. I have 1 more card in the Cooper Cup Optic. Every day I'm searching Cody Bellinger cards. I'm still looking for Puig and Vados for my wife, and Pokemon for myself. I'm looking for Jerry Judy's for myself, and it's more just changing what I'm looking for and what I'm collecting. And also, and I know you feel the same way because I see Kelly on here. I bought a card for Kelly on eBay 2 days ago. Terry Paul sends me a picture of like, hey man, I got all this stuff like in your pile. Like, you want to meet up for lunch one day? You want me to send it to you? Like what? Because I know you're the same way where you'll buy stuff for other people just because you see that they like it. Like the Rod Carew. Oh, we see this. Che's got to have it. We got to get people together. And it's almost what do what you like. Do what makes you happy. And, we've been preaching that for a month. So
yeah, absolutely. We have a couple of comments. Terry Paul said he just bought a Nolan Ryan rookie card. He said he's getting into vintage. I do that as well. Everybody knows that I started off with Rod Carew, and I was trying to get his entire career, and I came about as close as I can get to getting that. I still need his rookie. Then I moved on to Fergie Jenkins, and it's because hey, that's something I can buy. I can go on eBay, and then Dan says he started collecting Topps Now and Project 70. I had never bought a Topps Now card until this year. I've now picked up 3 different ones, a 5-pack of 3 different ones. 4. Now
did you buy the Winker 3 home run?
I didn't get the Winker. Oh. I got the Kelnick, and I got Akil Baddoo, and I got Your Mean Mercedes earlier in the year. And then I do stuff like FDOT just got this yesterday on Sunday. The Project 70. I did a little Project 2020 last year with Blake Jameson. This year I committed not to just devote myself to one artist, but just buy the cards that I truly liked. And I went the first month of Project 70 not buying anything. Come to find out, Topps was dictating what those artists could release in that first month and a half. And none of those were speaking to me. But now that the artists have more creative license with what they can release, we're seeing stuff like, Josh Gibson and maybe some lesser, less mainstream type players, and I'm really digging it. I bought a Larry Doby the other day. I love the old Negro League players. I got a Satchel Paige, so that's how I'm having fun. Those cards I can get. I don't have to worry about them getting sold out. I don't give a damn what the print run's going to be because I'm not buying them to sell them because I buy them because I love the cards. So if it's a 20,000 print run, I don't care because the card is worth what it's worth to me, and that's how I'm collecting. And I'm having fun, man. We talked about this all the time, but you got to adapt. Just roll with the punches and, have fun. The hobby is about having fun. If you have a daggone hobby and it's not fun for you, find a new hobby or adjust the way you do that hobby. So,
yeah, right. And I'm sorry if it seemed like I was not paying attention. I was looking for my Cody Bellingers because in the Project 70, I'm just collecting Cody. But I want to show off this card that Brian Spendley made for me, not Nolan Ryan. It's got the green and blue sapphire back, and it's the Series 1 Cody Bellinger thick card that he put together that he started doing the card art stuff that like LJ's Customs Cards did and stuff, and it's just beautiful. And all he asked in return was he sent me a card for he's got a rainbow going on and wanted Claire to make a Claire card for him to add that to his rainbow. And so really he just sent this to me with the other card and said, hey, I'd really like Claire to make me a Claire card for the rainbow. And you know what? I like this. Like if I had more of these, it's like collect what you like. I collected the Cody Bellinger 70 because I like them. I like Cody Bellinger. This is what I like. If I have to pay $20 for a blaster of, NBA contenders, or I can buy the Ermsey Bellinger, I'm buying the Ermsey Bellinger. It would give me more joy to have that Ermsey than whatever I'm getting in that contenders box. So,
but you said that, but that just also reminded me that's the best thing about Project 2020 and Project 70 is it could be Rod Carew, and I'm not buying an Ermsey card because I don't like it, right? But you like it, or somebody, Tom likes. Distorted. I've never bought a distorted card. I'm not much on Alex Pardee, but you don't have to buy them. And that's what people complain about those cards. I can't believe they did this card. Well, then just move on and come back and check tomorrow and buy one you'll like. That's just.
We have so many ways to go about this that we're just gonna have to move on because then you start talking about that, and all I can think of is when somebody makes a tweet, hey, I really like this card. And someone's like, oh, that card sucks. What are you doing? It's like, Dub Mentality's been on TikTok and
How awesome is that?
opening one pack of what, like 1987 tops or something, and he's getting he's getting like 100,000 views, and he's sharing all these negative comments like, "Oh, you're not going to get us something." He's like, I don't care. Like, I'm opening this for the joy of it, and he's opening one pack of cards a day, and he's getting like 100,000 views and like 50 negative comments. Like, why? Just move on. Like, why do you got to rain on someone's parade? Like, if I'm gonna post this up there, like, oh, it's not worth the one touch that it's put in. Like, you know what? A friend of mine thought I would like this, spent time and effort to send this to me. This card's worth more to me than, this Lewis Robert slab here. So it's collect what you want and don't let people shit on your party. Sorry, I said it.
There you go. That's it. Let's move on.
And speaking of getting down on people, since I'm in Columbus and we have the Memorial Tournament here, every year I go. This year I didn't because of the rain. Garrett was supposed to come out. They had some COVID issues in Kansas. He wasn't able to make it. But Jon Rahm is up by 6 strokes going into Sunday. Finds out that he tested positive for COVID. On live TV, like after 18, they come up to him while he's still on and tell him for the whole world to see him break down and his reaction. Completely unprofessional, uncalled for, unnecessary, and just crap. I mean, like, there are so many alternatives. I don't know what the PGA rules are, but he could have golfed by himself. I mean, at what point did they find out he was positive? Was he on hole 14? I mean, they couldn't have possibly have found out as he's hitting the putt for 18. So if he's on 14, if he's on 14, you got to take him off on 14, or why let him play 4 more holes? Like, I don't know that part of the story, but I saw that he failed twice. But he can golf by himself. I mean, he's got a 6-stroke lead for $1.67 million. I mean, if you're Patrick Cantlay, is that even a win for you? Because like, you're not blowing a 6-stroke lead on Sunday. Like, what could they have done to allow him to golf? I know you're going to have to bend rules and do all this stuff. And, now his U.S. Open hopes are in limbo because you have to be in quarantine for 10 days. He can't practice. And to me, it was just a bunch of hooey. I mean, I don't know if he's vaccinated, if he's not. I don't know the surroundings of it. I don't know the rules. I just thought how it was handled was terrible, and it made me mad. And for golf as a sport that needs people to come to watch, now that Phil's getting older, Tiger's no longer playing. You got Bryson and Brooks just at each other all the time. Sergio's gone. Ricky Fowler's not good anymore. Who's even heard of Bubba Watson in the last 10 years? You need that next guy. And you're going to tell me the number 2 player in the world can't play?
Yeah. All right. So from what I understand, they did make an official statement that if they had found out at whatever hole he was on, it was going to be his last hole, and they didn't find out till he was on 18. That was their official statement. But second, what we're dealing with, you got to think. We've had all this stuff about baseball and all the old school guys, and they're so mad about the bat flips and, baseball, no fun, unwritten rules. Well, golf's got written rules. And if there's any sport that's more stuck in the mud than baseball, it's golf. If you think about during World War II in England, there were special club rules that if a live bomb exploded during your swing, you were allowed to put the ball back and hit it again, but you still had to take the penalty stroke. So that's how strict the rules of golf are. They were never going to allow him to play alone or bend any rules. My thing is, we all have our freedoms, and I'm not making this political. He had a choice. Had he chosen to get vaccinated, he would not have been tested every day. That was in the rules going ahead. If you get vaccinated, we won't test you. Even if the vaccine didn't work and he didn't catch it, he wouldn't have been tested and he would have still been playing. He made the conscious choice, I'm not getting vaccinated. The rules were, if you play and you're not vaccinated, we will test you every day, and if you test positive, you're done. So he made a business decision that I will choose not to get vaccinated, and I will face the consequences if I do get COVID. That was his choice, and he's facing the consequences. It was a $1.6 million business decision that he
I
might
did not
regret.
know all of that.
Yeah, yeah. So now the worst thing, and you nailed it, your first point. And they said it was because they wanted to stop him before he engaged with other people. They wanted to stop him. Cameras be damned. They said they wanted to stop him before he went into the locker room or greeted the crowd or do whatever. They said they just wanted to, they could have done it. His caddy shushed that camera away. I mean, it's like, get out of here. But the optics of it were terrible. They should not have done it on camera. That's a very private moment. I mean, that's somebody's health. It should not have been on camera. But the more I read about it, you feel bad for the guy, you do, but he made that decision. He made a business decision. He took a calculated risk. Nobody made him. The PGA didn't say you have to take this vaccine. They said, hey, you're free not to take it. We're not going to make you take it. But if you do, here are the ground rules for if you choose not to get vaccinated. So he chose not to get vaccinated, and he had to follow the rules.
Yeah, that's why we have these conversations. I knew about 10% of that information you just said. I guess I was more upset with how it went down rather than it went down.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
the way the
that was more my issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got 2 more topics I'd like to discuss today, if you got some time here.
Oh, yeah, I got nothing but time, dude.
PSA is supposed to open in July. Get the email again today. I'm a member, so I get the emails. Not sure if you're a member or not, or I could share it with you. Basically, another update that has no update. Like, that's like the third one that they've sent out saying, hey, we're doing things and we're doing stuff and things will open at some point because the things we're doing are super great. So look forward to things and stuff. Like, okay, you just wasted 8 minutes of my life reading your email to... It's like the Happy Gilmore or the Billy Madison. Like, I am now dumber for having listened to what you just said. It's like, so to me, okay, I've got my stack has grown over 200 cards to send directly to PSA now. But what level are they opening up at? Like, if that's a $50 level, yeah, that's getting cut down significantly. If it's $20, probably that. If it's back down to 12, I'm going to double that. And that's just me. We're not even talking about the couple people who are showing off that they're sending in 30,000 cards right before the cutoff. So I see when they open back up again, just another, floodgates coming in. They say they're going to open in tiers. They already have the 300 level open. I mean, what's next? The 100? And honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if it was just the $50 cards. That way you're not getting, random base cards graded. But then again, I sent in a hacked up John Elway rookie just because I wanted it preserved. Yeah. Josh J.R. Noble sent me one for a Christmas present, and I wanted it preserved. I wanted it in a slab so I could have it forever. I don't care what grade it gets. I know that my friend bought it for me, and I'm going to keep it forever. So if it gets a 1, a 4, an 8, whatever. But you see, Justin Stone, rookie card Papa, he just posted a bunch of cards that he sent back in, and he admitted, he's like, I had no business sending these cards in. I'm the reason why there's a backlog. I made a mistake. I was new. I hadn't been in the hobby in 10 years. I just sent random stuff out, and he's selling stuff for like $10. So, they're just base cards. So I think it's going to get away from the random base cards, and you're going to see, I'm just looking at my Series 1 stack, and who am I going to send in from it? Before I had Stevenson, I had Mountcastle, I had Carlson, I had Evan White, I had Joey Bart, I had Joe Adele, I even had Nick Madrigal in there. I'm thinking I got my Chrome, that insert that came in, my 2 yellows, and what else am I going to send in at a $50 level? Maybe at $20, all of them. Because you got to think, if you're going to sell, if you get a 10 and it costs you $20, just say that's, you got $30 into it plus shipping, you're already at like $45. You need at least like $75 to even make that worth it. Is a Joe Adele PSA 10 going to be a $75 card? I don't think it is. So, it starts making me wonder what cards I'm going to send in. I got a bunch of Justin Herberts over here. Am I going to send absolutes in or rookies and stars in? I'm definitely sending in my select in my prism, but now it starts making me question the lower tier cards. Or I'm just kind of looking around, cards I've got sitting around. I got this Tatis 9. Still $120 card at a 9, but who's the next Tatis where a 9 is going to be worth $120? So I think it's really depends on how they open up and what levels they're at. But I still think you're going to have the LCSs and the people who are going to send 30,000 cards in. And for me, it's going to be at what tier for how many I send in. I'm still going to send and, sell for money. That's how I repopulate my hobbyisms, I guess, to be able to afford boxes. I open boxes, I grade cards, I sell cards, I buy boxes, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. I hope that, I don't grade cards. We've had this, and I'm not going to, how little I grade cards. They can't, if they want, if they do open back up with bulk open, it'll be worse than it ever was before. I mean, they will get, like you just said, people will be sending, 500 cards, 100 cards, 2,000 cards, 5,000 cards. They will get so bombarded. I'd like to see them open just the economy and the express and just your regular level, the $50 submissions, the $75 submissions, the $100 submissions. Open those back up, have people send the cards that truly need to be graded, and don't let it just, because people have just been stockpiling. And like you said, you're making the conscious effort, but you've got common sense to not send the Madrigals and the Stevensons, and the Evan Whites in. But there's going to be people out there that if they open back up at $12 grading for, bulk submission, they're going to send everything, all this stuff that they've been hoarding up, and it'll just be right back to 1 year on those bulks. So I hope they gradually do it, open up, like right now, if you pull, I've got a couple of Jaws and Zions that I wanted to send in, but I'm not paying $300 to get a card sent in that's going to be worth $350 when I get it back. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But those cards are worth grading. Maybe if I to spend $50 on, I would do that. But I do think they need to open back up, but they need to do it gradually and not have the ability to let people do the bulks until they grade it out.
I got the Zion of the Jaw Purple Optic Hollows 10s.
Nice.
But,
those came back recently, didn't they?
Yeah, they just came back like last week. One other point I wanted to make was I was talking to JB Old Town Cards, and he's telling me, and he makes a great point here, that whether his card would get a 7 or a 10, if he had a low-numbered Kyler Murray autograph, he would want to get it. He would want to send it in to get graded to sell it. That way, if I'm selling it on eBay, I know what card I have. You're buying it. You know what card you have. So you don't buy it, and then you're like, oh, it's got a ding corner. Oh, it's got a print line. I'm going to have a return on this because it's not the condition I thought. Because how many times do we know that happens?
Yeah, we've talked about that several times on the show. That's the only times I've ever graded is when I was intending to sell on eBay.
Yeah.
So I'll send them off to get graded so they know what they're getting, and I reduced the return possibility.
So I think, cards over $1,000 absolutely need to be graded so the seller knows what they're selling and the buyer knows what they're buying. I saw an $1,800 raw card, Friends and Family, on sale on Twitter yesterday. I'm like, first off, there are about 4 people that I would buy an $1,800 cards, Friends and Family from. Second off, being raw, I'm going to want to come see it. Because if it's not in good condition, so that's why I'm saying I think they should be graded. That way I know what condition it's in. You know what condition it's in. It protects everybody, the buyer, the seller. There's no chargebacks. There's no returns.
Yeah.
And that was just a great point. Him and I had like a 2-hour conversation about, like, why would you grade, an auto out of 10? What value are you adding? It's like, it's not even just adding the value. Obviously, it could be like a pop 1, 10 to 10, if it's out of 10. But also, what you have. They know what you have. There's no discrepancies. There's no arguing over it. It's just, this is it. This is it. Boom, done.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. So our last topic is it might make me cry here, Che.
I
For
know.
the first time in my life, Coach K is not going to be the coach at Duke.
Yeah.
When
I'll go-
I got the news, I was laying in my bed. I just woke up from a nap, and I'm just sitting there. And it was like the first tweet. And I think I said it in our chat. It was the first tweet that ever made me like feel something. Like, I'm not sure what feelings I had, but I had feelings. And then they say John Shire's taking over, and I long thought it'd be Johnny Dawkins or Chris Collins, Wojo, even Jeff Capel, Tommy Amaker. Maybe they could have got Quinn Snyder out of the NBA back, all former Dukies. But John Shire's been an assistant coach, an associate head coach. He's a national champion for Duke. Apparently, he's the next Brad Stevens, is what they're saying. But also, he's the guy to fill Coach K's shoes. I mean, do you think Capel wants that? You think Wojo wants that? You think Collins wants that? Maybe Quinn Snyder's the only person who could even put a foot into the shoe. I mean, he's coaching the Jazz right now, so that's pretty good. But for the first time in my life, Coach K's not going to be the coach at Duke. And I need to go down to Durham this year and probably pay $16,000 for a ticket because he's going to go on his farewell tour.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope nobody's recording this, and I guess you are recording this, that's all you do, because I'm going to say something. You know how big of a UK fan I am and how much, 1992 turned me against Duke, but he's the greatest ever. He's better than John Wooden, he's better than Adolph Rupp, better than Dean Smith, he's the greatest coach of all time. That 92 game that still breaks my heart, that you still rub in, he's a class act too, man. I don't know if anybody watching this knows this. We're talking about the 1992 Kentucky Duke game that's considered the greatest game ever. After the game, they had just won. And his first reaction was he goes over and he picks up Richie Farmer, which is a UK player, who's just laying sobbing on the ground. He picks him up and hugs him and tells him, you didn't lose this game and you should be proud of yourself. Then he walks over to the Kentucky radio broadcast and interrupts Kaywood Ledford and says, "Would you mind if I talk to the UK fans?" And he sat down and he got on the radio with UK fans within 5 minutes of that game being over, just to tell the UK fans how proud they should be of their team. So, man, this class act, you made a great point. I've been sitting here all day saying, John Shire, why? He's never been a head coach. He's only been an associate head coach for 2 years. It's Duke basketball. Look what happened in North Carolina with Bill Guthridge and Matt Doherty. Why are they going with him? But you might be right. They know there's only been, I think, 1 or 2 times in the history of sports that a legend of that caliber got replaced with somebody who succeeded. So maybe they're just throwing Shire to the wolves and saying, we're going to have 2 to 3 years where it's going to fall back. We got to have a buffer between the next big head coach and K, and Shire's just going to be the guy. I don't see. He might end up being the second greatest coach of all time when all is said and done. But I was really surprised they went with Shire. I don't understand why they're doing it, but your point that you just made might be it. It might be, let's get a Duke guy in here that, can tide us over until we get to buffer that period after the immediate loss of the legend. But, the game will miss him. This is the last time I'll ever say anything good about Duke or Coach K. So I'm just, I know it upsets you, and it is the truth. I just don't like to admit it, how good of a coach he was.
And, one more point I'm going to bring up is Jay Billis, who's ESPN's #1 analyst, used to play for Duke, was on Coach K's team in the 80s. He brought up the point that, he announced it now instead of later. That way, because Shire's been doing the recruiting for the last 2 or 3 years. So when he goes out and recruits now, he's not recruiting for Coach K anymore. He's now recruiting for John Shire. So you're not going out and promising. I mean, Duke, let's face it, Duke, Kentucky, you can group them all in with basically one and dones, right? So you're going to go out to recruit a bunch of guys saying, hey, you're going to come play for Coach K. Okay, you know what? You're going to play for Coach K for 1 year, and then you're going to come play for me. So then he's got to start selling himself now on these recruiting trips. Why should I come play for John Shire? I mean, you still have Duke across the chest. Coach K said he'll still be part of the family. I'm sure he'll take on some sort of leadership role at the university. Athletic director job was just opened, which kind of surprises me he didn't take it. But if he's truly retiring, he'll just be like, a mentor to the program. I mean, his name's on the court. It's Cameron Indoor Stadium, Coach K court. But I just see Scheyer as they've. Jay Billis said he's got a mind like Brad Stevens. And I'm kind of surprised Brad Stevens didn't come, They announced it on the exact same day that Brad Stevens was taking the front office and Coach K was retiring. I'm sitting there like, Brad Stevens would fit perfectly in Duke. That's an awesome job for him. But, he's got 3 Olympic gold medals, 5 national championships, 12 Final Fours. They even said like the evolution of the game over the last 41 years. So you've got to adapt to everything. I mean, think about some of the greats he's played with or he's coached. Arguably college basketball's greatest player in Christian Laettner.
Don't go there. No.
Arguably the greatest shot ever hit. Sorry, I had to. But, Terry Paul made the 92 Dream Team comment, and Laettner was on that team because they took Laettner instead of Shaq, which is a bunch of crap.
Shaq, which was crap, yeah.
They should have taken Shaq. I'll admit to this day. I think they just didn't take him because they had Barkley and David Robinson and Elijah Wan, so they kind of needed. Yeah, didn't really need him. So, but on that last day, I'm probably gonna cry. I did when Elway retired. I did when Manning retired. And I think Coach K is going to affect me the same way. It's someone who's been there your entire life. Like every game you've watched, he's there and he's not going to be anymore.
Yeah.
So
I know it sucks for you and I'm not making fun of it, but I thought the other day, man, we're going to be subjected to 8 months of this is the last time he'll coach in at NC State on a Wednesday. Every game will be, this is the last time he'll do this. Yeah. And it's gonna kill.
I thought of the same thing. It brings me back to Derek Jeter when he had the farewell tour. And I thought it was annoying as hell until like the last couple games. I watched all of them. And when they took him off the field, and like Mariano Rivera, when Jeter and Pettit went out to get Mariano Rivera at the game,
that was cool.
Everybody had tears in their eyes. So I think you're right where ESPN's going to probably air every single Duke game next year. He's going to be the talk of every game, and he's going to be a distraction. Like he'll say, "Oh, I'm trying not to be a distraction to the team," and he'll, blame it on everything else. But he'll be a distraction for the Duke team next year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you got to wonder how much coaching Mike's going to do compared to John as well as he's handing over the reins to him. Yeah. Just something to think about too, but that's what I got.
Well, that was good timing. 1 minute till 9, right at an hour. So perfect. It's almost like you planned that.
Awesome. Well, I'm super stoked we got to talk today. Tomorrow night, I do want to plug my Around the Hobby show. We've got Mallory coming back versus D Moose versus Chuck P. Cards and Tom P. Willis. So we've got education, just sheer domination knowledge bombs. We got the total package in Chuck and Mr. Personality and Tom. I guarantee this will be the most entertaining show we've ever done. Full of information, full of knowledge, and full of good times. So come check it out tomorrow night.
I'll be watching, man.
All right, we're going to sign off. Chris Goldline Cars, you have yourself a pleasant evening.
Real quick. If you weren't on earlier, I just wanted to again say thank you, everybody. I absolutely love it. Couldn't be happier with it. It'll be with me forever. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We love you, Che.
Love you too, man.
Thanks for watching.
Later.